Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's lesson. Let's go over today's lesson objective. So today we will compare decimal fractions to the thousands place using like units and express comparisons using the greater than, less than, and equal to symbols. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into our lesson. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to compare 13,196 and 13,296. So which number is bigger? Yes, 13,296 is bigger because if we compare our 100, our hundreds place, let me actually go ahead and stack these up right here. So 13,196 with 296, we can see that our 10,000s are the same, our thousands are the same, but then if we look at our 100s, our 200 is more than 100. So 13,296 is going to be our bigger number. All right, now let's keep going. True or false? 13,196 is greater than 13,296. This is false. So this symbol right here means that it is greater than. Wherever we see the open mouth, the open symbol, that is going to mean something is greater than. So 13,196 is not greater than. It's not bigger than 13,296. All right, let's go ahead and compare some decimals now. So we're going to compare 0.012 or 12 thousandths and 0.002 or 2 thousandths. So I went ahead and placed them in our place value chart. Now, which number is greater? That is 12 thousandths. Now, whenever we are comparing place values, we're always going to start with the biggest place value. Or I'm sorry, whenever comparing numbers, we're going to start with the biggest place value. So that would be the ones over here. Now, neither one of these numbers have any one, so that doesn't really help us. So now we have to go over to the tenths. There's not any tenths, so that doesn't really help us either. So now let's go over to the hundredths. So if we look at our hundredths, 12 thousandths has 1 hundredth and 2 thousandths has 0 hundredths. So that means that 12 thousandths is our greater number. Okay, so let's go ahead and answer a true or false question again. So true or false, 12 thousandths is greater than 2 thousandths. That answer is true. As we saw from up here, our 12 thousandths is greater because it has more hundredths. Okay, so now let's go ahead and compare some fractions. So we're going to go ahead and compare 299 thousandths and 3 tenths. So let's go ahead and take a look at our place value chart. So I went ahead and filled everything in. So let's look at 299 thousandths. So when we look over there, we have 0 ones, we have 2 tenths, we have 9 hundredths, and 9 thousandths. Now let's go ahead and look at 3 tenths. So when we look at 3 tenths, we have 0 ones, 3 tenths, 0 hundredths, and 0 thousandths. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find out which number is greater, 299 thousandths or 3 tenths. 3 tenths is greater. Although 299 thousandths has more digits, 3 tenths is larger because remember, when we're comparing numbers, we're going to start with our biggest place value, which is going to be our ones place on this place value chart. Neither one of them have any ones, so that doesn't really help us. We have to move on to our tenths next. So now when we look at our tenths, we see that 299 thousandths has 2 tenths, but 3 tenths has 3 tenths, and 3 tenths is bigger than 2 tenths. So our bigger number is 3 tenths. All right, now let's go ahead and answer this question. True or false? 299 thousandths is greater than 3 tenths. So this is false. When we look at our place value chart, we can see that 3 tenths has more tenths than 299 thousandths. So that means that 3 tenths is actually greater than 299 thousandths. So in order to make this statement true, I would have to change this symbol to be facing the other way. All right. And last thing we're going to go ahead and do today is we are going to order 413 thousandths, 56 thousandths, 164 thousandths, and 531 thousandths from least to greatest. So what that means is from smallest to biggest. So like always, whenever we're comparing numbers, we're going to start with our largest place value. So we're going to start with our ones. Now, I can see here that I don't have any ones in any of my numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next place value, which is going to be my tenths. So looking at my tenths, I can see 4 tenths, 0 tenths, 1 tenths, and 5 tenths. So we're looking for our smallest one. So the number with 0 tenths is going to be our smallest place value. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1 right here, saying that's our smallest place value. So now I'm going to go ahead and cross that out. Now we're going to go ahead and look at our next number. Okay, so now I can see that I see a 1, 4, and 5. So the 1 is smaller than 4 or 5. So that means that 164 thousandths is my second smallest number. Okay, so we're done with that number. And now let's go ahead and compare 4 tenths with 5 tenths. So 4 is less than 5. So 413 thousandths would be our third smallest number. And then our largest number is going to be 531 thousandths. So we're going to go ahead and make a statement. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and now write a statement. With our comparison symbols, which is going to order our numbers. So first we're going to start with our smallest number, which I put a 1 next to, which is going to be 56 thousandths. So I'm going to write that at the top, which is smallest. So it's going to be less than our second number, which is going to be 164 thousandths, which is less than 413 thousandths, which is less than 531 thousandths. All right. Thank you all so much for doing this with me. Let's go ahead and do our lesson and talk about our lesson objective. So today we compared decimal fractions to the thousandths using like units and express comparisons with greater than, less than, and equal to. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure you do your practice problems. That's going to help us reach mastery, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.